Welcome everybody to the current part. Over here I'll be discussing about Selenium and the various components of Selenium. Selenium is a web-based automation testing tool. This tool is only used for web-based applications. It cannot be used for desktop applications, and it's got primarily four components: IDE, WebDriver, GRID and RC. And in this part we are going to discuss these four components, and I'll tell you which component you can actually use if you are going to work on a project, or if you're looking to crack an interview, what actually is important to learn. Right. Now, if you visit the official website of Selenium, the first line of the website says that Selenium automates browsers. Selenium is an automation testing tool used only for web-based applications. You cannot use it for desktop clients. Alright, now moving ahead and looking into the components of Selenium, right? The first component is IDE, right? It's not a very useful tool. Many of you must be knowing about it. It's primarily a record and run tool. A record and run feature is there on every automation testing tool, whether you take up QTP or you take up Silk Test, or you take up any automation testing tool, you'll always find a record and run feature in every tool. Right, but record and run feature is not successful these days because the websites, they are dynamically changing. If you record a website today, a website like suppose bbc.com, that won't run tomorrow because you have recorded the components of the website which are constantly changing every day. The complete bbc.com changes every day. Okay, because the news changes. Secondly, Selenium IDE only works on Mozilla. It doesn't work on any other browser. It's not a reliable tool, because if you make a script in IDE, you run it, it'll run fine. You run it for the second time, it will fail. You run it for the third time, it will work fine. So it's not a very reliable tool and can only be used for very small scale applications like a website of 1 or 2 pages. If you want to test, you can use IDE, but if you have a large scale project, then don't dedicate your time in learning IDE and implementing with it. For interview prospects, yes, IDE can be important because at times many interviews they ask about IDE. By the end of this tutorial, I'll tell you how to learn IDE. Right. Now, the second important component is WebDriver. Okay. This is the latest thing and in the market, and this is the most famous thing. This is what you need to learn. Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver solves all the issues. It can test your applications across all the browsers. Okay, and you can learn Selenium WebDriver in one of these languages. As a tester, you have to learn one of these languages to implement WebDriver. Okay, in this training, we are going to teach you with Java. We also have a provision to teach you with C# as well. Right? These two languages are primarily famous in the market with Selenium WebDriver. All right. Now, WebDriver gives you an end-to-end solution. It can generate reports and all. You can write dynamic scripts and all with the websites, parameterize the test cases with Excel file and all, everything. Okay, so we will be talking about WebDriver in detail. This is just an overview. Fine. Now, the next thing is GRID. Okay, GRID is actually combined with WebDriver, and you write a code which helps you to run the test cases parallelly. You set up a central machine and you connect different machines to that machine, right? The WebDriver script is kept on the central machine known as the hub, and the hub controls the execution of scripts on the various other machines which are known as the nodes. So basically, in a crux, GRID is something which helps you for parallel execution. It saves your time and it can test your application across different browsers and different operating systems as well. Because when you're running parallelly, you can have a Windows operating system, you can have Mac, or you can have Linux, whatever you want. Okay, you can execute one test case on multiple operating systems or multiple test cases on multiple systems. It depends all on your configuration. Okay, the last thing is RC. It is not used these days. It was used way back, like when I first started working on Selenium around in 10 years back, right? Then RC was being used, and these days nobody uses it, so you don't need to learn it. You primarily need to learn WebDriver and GRID. This is important. IDE also you can learn. Fine. If you visit the website qtpselenium.com and if you go to the free videos page, Then I have kept over around 4-5 hours of IDE tutorials over here. You can have a look at them. Okay, to start with WebDriver, you can have a look at the videos over here. Fine. Now, if you go to the training section, you will find that if like in the training videos, we have covered WebDriver and it's around first 17 modules are on WebDriver. Okay. Then we start off with the 18th module. We start off with the project and all. So each and every of these modules is over 8 hours. Fine. And they cover everything, various types of frameworks and all with WebDriver, data driven, hybrid, keyword driven, page object model, which is which is a speciality of Selenium, you can say. Okay. So these are the components of Selenium, and this is how we can help you learn.